Hello again, Power Ranger family, friends, and fans. It is I, Steve Andrino, aka Baboo, and it's Monster Monday, so it's time for another episode of Baboo's Monster Review. Now, last Friday we had the first two parts of the Green with Evil arc. So we're going to be touching on part 3 now, and a little later tonight, part 4. Get both of those up for Monster Monday. But first, I wanted to give a little thank you to everybody that came back and is watching. Looks like we've got some good views on the last 2 episodes after my 2-week hiatus, which was a week longer than I expected it to be. Also want to thank everybody that has subscribed in the last 3 weeks. I guess it's been since, maybe 4 weeks since Ranger Stop. I've had 20 plus new subscribers, so thank you. We're at 73 as of this recording, so maybe as we get closer to 100, I think I need to announce some kind of giveaway prize, and that could be an autograph, maybe it'll be a video call. But once we get to 100 subscribers, I will pick randomly from those 100 and give you something. Details to come. But I do want to thank everybody that's been tuning in, that's been hitting the subscribe button, that's been hitting the likes, that's been telling friends about it. Whatever you're doing, I greatly appreciate it. And as you know, and I'll say it early, but I'll say it again later, because monsters need love too. But let's get back to where we are at. Episode 3 of the 30 years ago, we didn't know how many episode arc it was going to be, but things did not look good at the end of episode 2. Jason was sent to the Dark Dimension by Tommy, the evil Green Ranger, although nobody knows it's Tommy quite yet. Although, again, knowing they always wear the color of their Ranger, and that Tommy's always wearing green, I don't know how they didn't put 2 and 2 together, but whatever. We'll let that be for now. Let them discover it on their own. But yeah, things were not looking good. Jason had been sent to the Dark Dimension. Was fighting Goldar. Could not get out. His communicator wasn't working. Goldar had his morpher. Kind of taunted him with it a little bit. But let's see how things are going now.
I've enjoyed this so much, I'm almost sorry to see it end, but when my Empress commands, I obey.
Goldar's about to kill him, and nice dive out of the way. All of a sudden, it's very foggy on the floor. It wasn't like that just a minute ago, but okay. Again, we get it. But for some reason, Goldar can't figure out where he is. Not quite sure why. The room they're in the Dark Dimension isn't that big. Like I said, it was so easy for Green Ranger to get Jason away from everybody else. How come he hasn't done that to everybody? They put him in their own room. But, actually, let's stop here for a second, because we are being introduced to a new semi-regular monster. Villain.
Deep inside an evil place, bring forth a villainess to face the Power Rangers with a sting.
And that villain is a rock. No, I'm just kidding. This was kind of a weird sequence, and then we have the Scorpions on the rock. Okay, I get that. And we already named her Scorpina. I just don't get the rock rolling and then rolling up the steps, which of course we know it's a styrofoam boulder, and that scene was shot in reverse, and this is just a little balloon that they're blowing up, blowing air into and out of.
Come, Scorpina! Come, Green Ranger!
So now we have another villain. So we've got evil Green Ranger, and we've got Scorpina, but we don't know anything about her quite yet. What she's gonna do, how well she fights, what her powers are, nothing. Meanwhile, Zordon's still lost somewhere, theoretically, somewhere in the Morphin grid.
We're still not getting enough power. Zordon signal's too weak.
Of course, Billy doing his best to fix it.
He's gone again.
In that brief second he was back, he was trying to tell us something about the Green Ranger.
What do you mean he's probably involved in all this?
Hey, we're trying to tell you guys to use your heads and think who wears green in school. And he just, who's the new student that just showed up right about the same time Green Ranger showed up. Who could it possibly be? Well, let's see a little bit more. Goldar just randomly stabbing his sword down. Jason actually looking pretty scared and, you know, given the situation. You know you can't beat him on your own. Just happens to dodge out of the way. Goldar can't quite see, and like I said, I've never put on Goldar's head, but knowing how some of the other monster heads, other than Baboo, how difficult it is to see out of them, I could understand Goldar could have tripped over him and still not seen him. Of course, they had to make a big deal of him not tripping over him and actually stepping over him. Billy trying to use Goldar's, you know, infamous flying drop kick against him.
How does it feel to be outsmarted by a human being?
No humans ever defeated Goldar!
Well, I'm gonna change that!
Another good kick from Goldar. Again, I give Jason his props. You know, he's not gonna go passively. I forget what this is. There we go.
Sorry, Kimberly. I haven't seen Jason around for a while. You think he's or something?
I don't know where.
Hey, we'll help you find Jason's information.
Missing persons are our specialty.
Thanks.
Missing persons are our
What is
specialty.
cheap?
We take payment in kisses.
Oh, Skull, keep
Okay.
trying.
Close your eyes.
Kimberly, do it.
This was funny. There we go, and of course he kisses Skull. I mean, both. Skull kisses both. Wow. You come a little tired, guys? I'm sorry.
Sure thing, Kimberly.
Thanks. Oh, excuse me. Tommy.
Oh, look,
Tommy, wait.
there's
You see
Tommy.
Jason around?
As a matter of fact, I waited for him after school. He never showed.
Weird. That's not like him.
And let me guess, your word right? It is what you do best, isn't it, Kimberly?
Yeah, Tommy, what's up?
I gotta say, JDF did have the attitude
Check all over
down.
the place. No one's seen Jason.
That's why, again, he should have
It's funny.
been,
Tommy said he was supposed to meet Jason after
was the
school.
greatest
That's
villain
bogus. I know Jason was there.
Then you talk to Tommy, okay?
Monster of the Week
Probably thinks I'm just making this all up.
version.
So I say the same
Obviously,
Come on,
we
we'll catch him
have,
outside.
you know, Rita's beloved / hated. So is Lord Zed, but we're getting ahead of ourselves talking about Zed.
I think Pink Ranger suspects something, your evilness.
Well then, why don't we have a look and just see what's going on down there?
Again, Tommy was worried about her. Rita, you could have just had evil Green Ranger Tommy zap her to a dark dimension too. Maybe throw her in there with Jason. Throw all 5 of them in there and just let them rot. Just don't let them, you know, there's no escape. They don't need to fight anybody. They're just stuck in there with no food and water, and they can't get out. And there's no Power Rangers to stop my Empress from taking over the world. But no, that would be too easy. What is going on down
I'll
there?
bet that pesky little ranger is up to
I'd love to
no
figure out
good.
what that
Somewhere in the
geographic
park.
location actually is.
Ah, yes.
Obviously, this is the
Kimberly
park,
and Zack.
but talking
Trying to
about
mess with my Green Ranger, huh?
the coastline, I don't know about the lake or what that is that they zoom in on. Back to Castaic Lake
There he is.
for the park.
Yo, Tommy! Yo, Tommy!
Didn't last for long because we've got
Oh, man.
buddies coming in.
Oh, bad timing.
And again, this is 5-on-2 in Civies. We don't even have Jason, your leader. You know, Zach does the hip-hop keto, so he is still able to, you know, defend himself pretty well. Kimberly, again, more gymnastic, but they do enough to make it look like it's martial arts, like it's an effective defense. But realistically, just those 2-on-5, I think the parties could have handled them. Although that was a nice flip. Of course, it was a flip onto the ground, not on the table, but it still looked good. Now this is playing at normal speed, right? But they actually sped this up a little bit. Yep, this is normal speed, but they actually sped the camera up a little bit. So a little surprising. This is the first time that they've really been able to hold their own against the putties as, you know, normal human beings with not using any ranger powers, especially outnumbered. Now, obviously, when it was, you know, 10 on 5, yeah, it was still a little difficult early on, and they were getting better with using their abilities as humans. But I think they handled themselves pretty well for 2 on 5. They didn't attack him because they were nowhere near him. But if you're so concerned that they didn't attack him, maybe you'll figure out that maybe he's the Green Ranger. After all, he does wear green, and Green Ranger didn't show up until he showed up. Oh, we can't do anything without Zordon. We can't even think for ourselves.
Because you know I never grant it.
And just as Goldar's about to finish him off,
Rita wanted me to destroy him.
She wants that pleasure to be mine, and has ordered me personally to see to his end.
Goldar's just about to deliver the killing blow, but no, stop, let me do it. Nothing could possibly go wrong now.
We meet again. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, so we meet again. Okay, yeah, he fought them as Green Ranger, but come
You wear a Green
on.
Ranger costume, yet your loyalty's with Rita.
I am her Green Ranger, and she is my Empress.
She's evil!
My Empress too.
And so am I.
And yes, she is evil, but she's still my Empress.
Soon, you and your friends will be a memory.
We couldn't find.
We couldn't find Jason because he's no longer on Earth.
We haven't been able to locate him here either. I just hope he's okay.
How long till the computer's ready to locate Zordon?
15.2 minutes.
I did it. I fixed our risk
15.2.
That's great, Billy.
Now we can get a
Okay.
fix on Jason and teleport him
Kind
back.
of random. I'll go 14 minutes then, not 15.2. So 15 minutes and 12 seconds. I
Because you
mean,
know I'll win. No, because if you're truly a Ranger, then you'd be on Zordon's side and not Rita's.
Zordon is a memory. Rita will soon rule the world.
normal speed. Yeah, normal speed. I mean, kicks look really good.
Oh no, you don't.
Tommy realizes that if he gets his Morpher, it's going to be a more even fight.
The terrible things Scorpina used to do.
Oh, yes, they were the worst.
Ah, you remember. Now's the perfect time to bring her back.
And now that we are together once again, we can finish the Power Rangers.
Please do me a favor and keep your stinger away from me.
The time you got him on the
The
head.
voice sounded a little different for Baboo in this one, too. I don't know, something seemed a little off. But it's okay, so again, we have Scorpina. Apparently she has a stinger. That must be one of her powers, because she's used it on Baboo before. But otherwise, we really don't know much about her yet.
Power in the main computer.
And it's locked onto Jason's wrist communicator.
Can you teleport him
Still
here?
looking for
it's gonna take a minute.
Zordon.
Have to feed his coordinates manually. Is there anything we can do? Just cross your fingers.
But the fact that they're able to... Well, we'll see in a second.
It is over. I am the victor.
Got the Sword of Darkness, just like Goldar had. One swipe, one strike, and it's over.
I've almost got it.
But we have to monologue for a little bit.
For what it's worth, you put up a pretty good fight. But now the battle is finished.
I've locked on. He's teleporting now.
And I want to know how you locked onto him in a totally different dimension. Number one. Number two will be coming up in a second. Here we go.
Jake, you're back!
Guys, I was way too close. Green Ranger nearly sliced and diced me.
Green Ranger.
I got a lot to fill you guys in on. You're not gonna believe what happened.
Yes, you
At
do.
your mercy.
Now, again, number two. He didn't let him go. He was about to strike. And the Rangers were able to somehow teleport him away. They were somehow able to find him in a dark dimension.
Ranger, Rita trusted you, but as it turns out, she should have left me
Okay.
there to do the job.
And yeah, Goldar, you're right. Because you were just about to strike, and they hadn't figured out where he was and how to teleport him out of there.
Get a chance to prove yourself, but for now, you will remain where you are.
And now Green Ranger is trapped in the dark dimension. Now again, I don't know that's necessarily at Rita's behest. That seems like Goldar acting on his own here, but
It all started at school.
can't say that I blame him.
And then the next thing I know...
Wait a minute. You said you're at school?
Tommy said you didn't show up. I swear. The next thing I know, I'm fighting with Goldar, and he has my power morpher. And then the Green Ranger shows up, and then we went at it.
Did you find out anything more about him?
I can tell you one thing. He's one mean fighter.
Can you believe our enemy this time is another Ranger?
Yeah, it is. And the strongest one. One that should have been able to kick all your
Watch the viewing
behinds.
Who's that?
It's the evil stinging Scorpina. I haven't seen her in over 10,000 years.
Causing an attack on the warehouse section of Angel Grove.
Okay, so the evil stinging Scorpina. We emphasize the point again that she's got a stinger.
Good luck, Rangers. Beware of Scorpina's sting.
Okay, third time we are aware of her sting.
Triceratops! Saber-tooth tiger! Tyrannosaurus!
And let's see what happens. So here we go. A little different falling sort of jump in. That was kind of different than jumping over the camera on the floor.
Go, Putty Patrol! Attack the Power Rangers!
Like that intro. Yeah, it's only, well, so how many putties are there? We're going 3-on-1 just against Jason.
Battle is grand, and for once, we're winning.
But although she is a brave warrior, she is greatly outnumbered. She must be called back before it's too late.
Gosh and golly, can we go watch it?
Very well.
Gosh and golly. That's what I'm talking about. Where that is. But yeah, Baboo and Squat want to do what they do best. Sit there and cheerlead. Besides doing minuscule, rather easy tasks.
Am I prettier?
Oh yes, you're much more beautiful than Scorpina, your evilness. By far the most beautiful.
Yes, aren't I?
Scorpina!
Don't you Scorpina me! I was at least out there battling with them.
You should send Green Ranger, my queen.
You're wrong! Children, shush now! Green Ranger did quite well against the Power Geeks. He nearly had them until
Yes, he did.
Jason escaped the dark dimension. So do you two
Looks
think
like-
I should send the Green Ranger?
I think I don't know what I think, your evilness.
That sounds about right for Squat.
I want to go.
Well, I could go with Baboo.
Oh, shut up!
Let's not forget who's the most powerful warrior.
You're the most powerful. Yeah, you're right. Now that I think of it, you are the most powerful.
And I should
You're the
go,
most powerful, but
No,
anytime
you-
Megazord summons the Power Sword, you nope on out of there. Well, actually, not the last time. You actually fought with him for a little bit.
Thank you, my queen.
All right. So I have a silly suggestion here. I don't know. Just call me crazy. Obviously, I'm not Rita. I'm not the head villain, but I don't know. Send all three of them. Green Ranger almost defeated them by himself. Goldar has gone toe-to-toe with the Megazord recently. Scorpina was doing well there. We don't know why she was pulled back. We don't know if she was that close to defeat. All she had was a couple of putties with her. She didn't, Rita didn't make her grow. But gee, I don't know. Send all three of them. There's 5 Power Rangers and 3 of them and a bunch of putties. Piece of cake. Over in no time.
Promise I shall not fail you.
And I'll be busy working on a spell to cause an eclipse and cut off Megazord's solar power when the final battle begins.
And so apparently the Megazord is solar powered. That's some
I'm so
interesting
diabolically
information.
Brilliant, I can't stand myself.
To your victory and the end of the Power Rangers.
Yes, and if you can't stand yourself, my Empress, just have a seat. Green Ranger practicing. Make sure he's ready for the next battle. I mean, there's nothing else you can do while you're stuck in the force field enclosed arena cage.
Forward, my queen. I am ready for another chance.
Patience, Green Ranger.
I don't know,
Your
like
time
jumping
will
around and just doing practice punches and kicks means you're now ready, that you're more prepared.
I'll be waiting to crush the Power
But,
Rangers.
yeah, I guess get your focus in, Maybe it's more mental than anything else. Again, not being a martial artist, I honestly don't know. But I could see how practicing like that might get you more focused and more anticipating. You're playing the fight back in your mind and what move you should have made. So,
Yes, Jason. I'm scanning the sector that Zordon's signal was in.
we'll say that he's better now prepared to fight him than he was 30 minutes ago.
Alpha, do something.
Ay, ay, ay. I got him, but I don't know how to keep him.
Lock onto his molecular pattern and increase power.
Come on, Alpha, you can do it. Whoa.
It's not holding.
Something strong power from the command center.
And we distract.
We lost him again.
Magic wand! Make my Goldar!
Alrighty, so now Goldar's the one that gets sent down to deal with the Rangers again. Rita sends him down in giant form right away. And now we have giant Goldar.
Rangers, look at the viewing globe.
Yes,
There
look
is
at
a
the
major
viewing globe.
disturbance in downtown Angel Grove.
Angel Grove is all of a sudden this large city with skyscrapers.
It's Goldar.
Ay, 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 ay.
Yes, we know it's Goldar. Yeah, obviously stock Japanese footage mixed in with the American footage. Skip through this a little bit.
The deep end.
We gotta stop him.
It could be a trap. We don't have a choice.
Of course it's a trap. And to be continued again. So there we go. Alrighty. So, the rescue, meaning they were able to save Jason, get him out of the dark dimension. I kind of, again, question the fact that they were able to even lock onto a signal in the dark dimension, especially if there was force field around the room, for lack of a better word, that he was fighting Goldar and then Green Ranger in. So Green Ranger kind of let him go. Goldar isn't one to talk because Goldar has not been able to beat the Rangers up until this point either. So is he really the most powerful? I don't think so. I think actually Green Ranger is, which is why again I'm calling him what should have been the greatest villain. Should have been the one to defeat the Power Rangers. Great plan by my Empress Rita. But unfortunately, we have not reached the conclusion yet. So episode 3, the rescue is done. But we're still to be continued. We still have the cliffhanger of Goldar in giant form, rampaging downtown Angel Grove, aka Godzilla, or a la Godzilla, I should say. Rampaging Tokyo. Again, at this point, we know what's going to happen. The start of the next episode, they're going to morph, they're going to get the Megazord, and then we'll see what happens from there. Again, thank you all for tuning in. I will have another episode up later tonight for episode 4 for the Green with Evil arc. And then this coming Fiend Friday will be the conclusion, episode 5. In the meantime, thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate all the likes and subscribes because monsters need love too.